Welcome to Inside the Paint. It's an inside look into all of the action of the British Basketball League. Now, the dust has settled from the trophy tournament. I'm not sure I've recovered, but we are back to our regular season action where the focus has switched to who will make the playoffs. So make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the action. I'm Jeanette Kwakye. I'm joined by Leicester Riders Jaren Holmes, welcome, and former Sheffield Shark Mike Tuck. And Jaren, welcome to the studio. It's lovely to have you here. Tell us about your team's trophy journey. How was that for you?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I had the opportunity to perform with a great group of guys. We put our heart out there, and ultimately it got broken.
Oh. That makes me so sad.
But it was ultimately a great experience for me. I was glad I got to share it with the guys that I got to share it with, and we're a bit on the rise right now. You know, not a lot of people expected us to make that trophy run. So I'm proud we did, and I'm glad we're making some noise.
Yeah, it was so close. And just that 1 point, losing out to the eventual winners, that was Cheshire. But for us, Mike, I mean, he's talking about heartbreak. We couldn't even recover. It was a lot for us on the weekend, wasn't it? But did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. And, I mean, just the excitement of the games. I wish we had a camera inside the studio because we were bouncing off walls and
really
hearing me, Ovi, Jeanette. It was a great weekend. Love the new format. Love that it's all packed into one weekend. You know, the semifinals on the Saturday, the women's final, the men's final. We had everything we could have dreamed for. We had big moments. We had shocking upsets. We had everything. So it was great.
Yeah, high entertainment value in that trophy final weekend. And we'll take a look at the action coming up in the league in just a moment. But first, we've got the results for the Molten Player of the Month and the Molten Kevin Cadle Coach of the Month. So, Jaren, you have the honour of telling us who the Coach of the Month is, in reverse order, if you like.
Okay, lucky me, lucky me. In third place, we have Peter Bozic.
Very good.
From London. Second, unfortunately, my guy, my heart, Rob Paternostro. And who else could be number one but the winning coach of the trophy, Ben Thomas? I mean, let's talk about the month he's had.
It's been phenomenal.
Been unreal. I mean, the things he's doing there with that group of guys is pretty special. I mean, it seems that he has nothing but respect from that group, and he runs a tight ship over there. Yeah, you could see it. You could really see that in the way that they played across the weekend. Be interesting to see how that translates into the league. And for you, Mike, the player of the month.
The player of the month. So, in third place, don't worry, I'm not going to forget this guy's name, Kimball McKenzie, coming up big for us, my fellow bald Canadian. In second place, another Canadian and a guy that I actually went to the same high school as. Shout out Markham District High School. Aaron Rye, my guy. Phenomenal tournament he had. And in first place, it's got to be, we ain't no underdogs, we top dogs. LaQuincy Rideau, I mean, the weekend he had, and especially in that final, he carried them on his back.
He did, and that was the line, wasn't it? Just to really show that actually, you know what? You looked at us, you didn't rate us, but we really showed you. And that's important, isn't it? To really prove that you can do it.
Yeah, I think he's that guy who plays with a chip on his shoulder. And I think that whole team looks like they're always fighting. You know, they're always hungry, they play aggressive. And like Jaren said, they're a group of guys that play together. They run a tight ship. They look like they just get along. They don't care who's doing what or who's scoring, who's the man. They're just happy to win.
Well, thank you very much, both of you, for those results. But it was this Friday night that the Newcastle Eagles and the London Lions renewed the regular season action on Sky. We are back. So let's take a look at what happened. It was London who set the early pace, doing exactly what was expected, moving the ball around the court to the frustration of a slow-starting Eagles. But it didn't take long for Newcastle to wake up. Larry Austin Jr., key in taking them into the second quarter, just 4 points behind. But that's when the London Lions opened up the scoring. Impressive percentages all around, going up by 10 at one point. But a bunch of Newcastle points coming from fast breaks was enough to get them back in and all tied up into the break. And it was that third quarter quarter, and a festival of three-pointers from the Lions stretching their lead, scoring 34 to Newcastle's 19. The two Morgans and Tariq Phillip headlining that festival, and it appeared to make the difference. Blew the game open, and every time Newcastle made a bit of ground, London would apply the pressure with defence and fast breaks to keep stretching the lead to ultimately end in victory. Over 100 points for the Lions. Dante Grantham, player of the game, really showing that the team to beat in the league is the Lions. And I guess in terms of what they were able to do, coming off the back of that defeat there, Jaren, that was an impressive win from them.
It was very impressive from Coach Balsic and his team. But Grantham was phenomenal tonight. I mean, he's a mismatch problem. He can put the ball on the floor. He can make reads. He plays with heart, too. I don't know if you saw in that trophy final, he got into it with White a couple times. And, you know, that big left-handed putback. I mean, he plays with energy, and he helps them throughout the games.
It was good, really good. Mike, what are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game to watch. Obviously, the first half, Newcastle Eagles kind of edged it out, even though it was tied at half. But that third quarter from London, 34 points, they just kind of turned it up a level, and they kind of matched fire with fire. You know, the Newcastle Eagles were really pushing it in transition, and then we saw that kind of coming back at them from London, able to find some transition threes and move the ball around. And I think at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, Newcastle Eagles kind of ran out a little bit of gas. They're a little bit shorthanded at the moment, whereas you look at the depth of London was too much for them.
Yeah, and that's probably where a lot of the time London seemed to have the advantage over the rest of the teams in the league. Let's actually take a look at where that leaves us then. These are some of the results already in this game week. Manchester Giants took on the Plymouth City Patriots. That was a loss for them, 93-79. And then on the Friday, Surrey Scorchers, 82. The Sheffield Sharks, 75. Sorry, Mike Tuck. And then the Newcastle Eagles, 87-105. Of course, losing to the London Lions. But then we can have a look now at the league standings as well. How much does that affect things? Well, the London Lions at the top there. Games played 26, won 23, lost 3. Caledonia Gladiators just underneath. They're in action this weekend. Newcastle Eagles, though, they stay in that top half of the table, as do the Cheshire Phoenix. So we are in round 17 and have 10 more weeks before we reach the playoffs. And Mike, is that enough time for teams to essentially transform what they need to do and really make a bit of an impact here?
Absolutely. I mean, the only team in the league right now who's clinched playoffs is the London Lions. So, you know, they're floating away golden. But if you look at the 2 to the 7 spot, all those teams are within 3 wins of each other. So we're going to see so much action in the second half of the season. I think there's going to be a lot of shifts in the table and a lot of movement.
Okay. Well, we have 5 more games this weekend, starting with 2 on Saturday. The Manchester Giants will host a trophy-winning Cheshire Phoenix at 8 o'clock. But first, Jaren and the Leicester Riders will travel to take on the Surrey Scorchers. And for you, Jaren, has your team had the chance to be able to, recover both physically and mentally to be able to take this game on?
We have. We had a couple days off. Coach Rob blessed us with that. Bless his heart. But it was a new energy, you know. It's like the second half of the season. And at the end of the day, all that matters is that trophy at the end. So that championship final, excuse me. But and that's what we're pushing for. And, you know, with that new energy, the new guys we have on our team, we're ready to make that push.
Let's make the push. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that Coach Rob energy back in the room. That's what we need. Mike, of course, sorry for them. They're hanging on to that 8th spot. What is someone like Coach Lloyd Gardner saying to them to get them, you know, back up, to get them motivated for this?
Well, I've got a good little stat for you right here. The Surrey Scorchers have not beat the Leicester Riders in 11 years.
What?
So if
You're making it easy for them. Look, he's laughing now.
If I'm
Light
Coach
work.
Lloyd Gardner, tomorrow's
it
game,
harder.
that is at the top of the board in the locker room. I'm writing it up there. I'm hitting that. We're breaking the curse tonight, baby. It's got to happen.
It's going to happen.
But for Surrey, yeah, I think they got to stick to what they do best, and they're kind of a run and gun team. They put up a lot of 3-pointers, so they got to hope the ball's dropping for them and be able to match the energy of the Leicester Riders.
Okay, we shall see. But on Sunday, we have 3 more games coming your way. To start us off, the Caledonia Gladiators will host the Bristol Flyers. And as the Gladiators will be hoping to strengthen their second-place position in the league standings. Later, the Plymouth City City Patriots will be travelling to the Copper Box with the hope of securing a second win over the London Lions. And to finish off the weekend, the Cheshire Phoenix will host the Newcastle Eagles. So in terms of Cheshire and what that has done for them, this first piece of silverware, Mike, how important is it for them to take that away, and how will it translate to the league?
Well, it depends how hard they partied after that final, Jeanette. From experience and from years of watching it over the years, that first game back is usually a hangover game. But I think Cheshire, you know, that this is the type of the game that will spur them on for the rest of the season. So an important step for them to keep going. You know, they're at that top of the table. They got to stay there now.
Yeah, and for Cheshire, they would have played on Saturday. How tricky are those back-to-back games, Jaren?
They're extremely tricky. I mean, they're tough on the body, on the mind, especially if it's a close one, that first game. It's like, do I want to get up for the second one? But it's like you have to, and you have to find that mental strength to keep pushing and come out victorious.
Oh, well, Jaren, it's been great having you. Wish you the best of luck this game week and beyond. Hopefully you'll come back and see us soon. But that's all from us this week. So please do drop us a comment below, letting us know what you think, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the unbeatable action. We will see you next time, but it's goodbye for now.